Oh, hey YouTube, John, JDS Outdoors. Trying to figure out what to make today. Kind of difficult, you know. Thinking about the times when you could go to, you know, Home Depot or Menards or Joann Fabrics and pick up one of them bead crafts and fill your whole day with excitement. You know, I remember stores and shopping, I think it was 2 weeks ago. But now, sitting here, trying to think of my too much free time project for today. At least I have all day to do it. So that's a plus. Kind of thinking about, you know, it's springtime, it's almost summertime. Sort of thinking about the seasons. You know, what's your favorite season? Leave it down in the comments. I kind of like fall. When I was thinking about fall, it's getting cool, the leaves look awesome. Reminds me of another favorite season, deer season. So, it kind of strikes my interest there, deer season. Maybe, yeah. I think that's what we'll do. Let's have a look. Got it. Let's go make it. Before we can get over there, though, we're going to need this. Let's make sure she's got some fuel. Oh yeah, she's low. Let's get her topped off. Next on the list, let's see what else we got here. We got files, an engine. We'll save that for later. Got shovels, saws, string. Aha! This is what I want. Right there. And the piece to go with it. Time to put that contraption together. So what do you do when you shouldn't go out and buy lumber? You make your own. So here we have 2.5-inch thick pieces of rough cut black walnut. Now this log's been down for 3 years, so it's just got a little bit of moisture from sitting as a log. But look at that grain. It's absolutely gorgeous. Heck yeah. Let's let this sit in front of the wood stove and fan, dry up a little bit. As you can see, the edges, it's already starting to dry. Won't take long. In the meantime, let's turn our attention over to the CNC. Remnants of yesterday's project. Let's go ahead and get this computer fired up and the cut file loaded so we can go ahead and cut this thing. In the meantime, let's take care of this. Move that out of the way until we need a little chunk, which I have a feeling we'll use it here very shortly, given it's too much free time project season. All right. Import file. Nope, can't show it to you yet. You gotta wait and watch. Like it's 20.25 by 19 inches, roughly. All right. File is loaded. Communication is okay. Let's go ahead and jog the torch back and get a fresh sheet in here. Alright, now that we've got a fresh sheet of 1/8 inch loaded, we can go ahead and fire up plasma cutter. So fresh sheet of 1/8 inch loaded up. I'll go ahead and get you guys set up so you can watch as this beauty cuts. Alright, here we go. Bird's eye view of while it works. Once again, I'll edit out the sound because she's a little noisy. Enjoy the show. Alright, so if this pops out of there, this is going to be a success in many ways. One of which, I haven't done anything this small of detail yet and had it work. So I'm hoping it works. But before we pull this out, let's turn our attention back over here to the wood. So I'm going to take some measurements, and I want to make a wood border on this piece that we just made. And we're going to use this here walnut. And I'm really liking the way this grain up here looks. Right up here, so I'll probably split it. We can split it down the middle. And maybe keep this up here saved so we can have the live edge. And then maybe take the live edge from this side here for the sides of the frame. So hopefully it's starting to make a little bit of sense of what we're doing. So I guess I will go ahead and get some measurements off of the metal, start marking it out on my wood here, and then let's go ahead and get it cut. I thought about using the table saw and stuff, but this is supposed to be rustic and rough cut looking. So I am going to end up using good old-fashioned handsaw, just to keep it simple and realistic. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so what I did there is I made the two side pieces with the live edge still. And I wanted them to be the same max width, which is 2 inches. That way it doesn't look odd in the frame, if that makes any sense. So I cut it straight with the smallest distance being 2 inches. And then I went ahead, cut that straight, got my dimensions, which is 18 inches. And then I cut it down to the max width of 2 inches, just like that. So that should make a nice picture frame border, and now you can see that it matches up pretty nice. The bottom stick out at the same width, and the top does as well. So this should be a good addition to the frame. So there we have our sides. Now let's go ahead and get our top. The top I'm going to use, I want this knot here to be centered on the piece. So we're going to go ahead and find our dimension here and then cut it to length. So that is the next step, and we'll repeat the same process here from the bottom. And I will check back in as soon as we get that done. All right, now that we got the frame all cut, I got it sticking out of the wood stove right now to help dry it a little faster. I'm gonna go ahead and get this mess cleaned up, and then let's turn our attention back to what we cut out on the CNC. I will see you over there. Well, shop's all cleaned up. You know what they say, the cleaner the shop, the easier it is to find your 10mm. Yeah. All right, let's go back over to the CNC and take a look at what we cut. All right, moment of truth, ladies and gents. I've been waiting as patiently as you guys have. Still stuck to the table. Now, if this comes out, remember, this is going to be the most successful, detailed, small cut I've done yet. So I'm hoping everything checks out once we can get it broke free. All right, making progress. Ho, ho, ho. All right, time to get the BFH out. If you don't know what a BFH is, Google it. Will she come free now? There we go. That was the pop of success. Oh, heck yes. Oh my gosh, guys. This is going to be so cool. I guess you can't hardly see against that background. Let's try this.
Wow. That border frame that we just made is going to look killer. A couple little pieces to pop out. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing sanded and ready for paint. Just check it out. Alright, now that we got the back all cleaned up, I think it's time to go ahead and throw it in the sandblast cabinet. We're going to hit it with the sandblaster for a minute so we can go ahead and get this thing painted up and the frame installed. So, let's take her off to the sandblaster. Won't be able to do too much filming on this part because obviously, as you can see, you can't really see, but it's down in there. I'm going to go ahead and blast it, and then when I get to painting it, I'll show you guys that process. Alright, got her cleaned up and a quick coat of black primer on it. So let's go ahead, now that that's fairly dry, I'm going to use this rust protector enamel. Gloss enamel paint. Stuff works pretty good and dries quick, and enamel paint's pretty hard, so it does take a while to get fully hard, but we'll be okay. So let's go ahead and slap some paint on it. Alright, while that dries, let's go ahead and turn our attention to the frame. Time to get that cleaned up, de-dusted a little bit, and make it look a little prettier. Let's go ahead and tackle that job. Well, here's the first look at the frame. There's going to be a little bit of an overhang on the top, on each side. And then I think all I'm going to do is, you see these little fuzzies here? I'm just going to go ahead and scrape those off, and then leave this rest of this rusticness. I think that's going to look pretty sweet to hold the sign once it dries. Let's go ahead and get these edges cleaned off so we can get ready to mount this bad boy. And then I can take the forever to edit the video and get it out to you guys so you can check it out and let me know what you think. Before I do it the smart way with sandpaper, let's try the lazy man's way. See how well that works. Oh yeah, that's the ticket right there. For those wondering, this is just a nylon wire brush, nothing fancy, on a Milwaukee drill. No sponsors, by the way. I bought this Milwaukee with my own money. Nobody's helping me with this. Alright, now that we got this thing cleaned up, let's go ahead and assemble it upside down and flip it over to see what it's going to look like. Alright, YouTube, you ready for the reveal? Let's check out our handiwork. Look at that rustic piece of art there. That turned out sweet. And the corners aren't tight, gives it that extra little effect. You can still see the chainsaw mark. God, that turned out sweet. I am happy with that. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and throw some clear poly on this bad boy so it can dry overnight. And here we have all polyed up, waiting to dry. It's today's finished project. Man, I love rustic. Let me know how you what you guys think of this down in the comments. What you think? Something that you'd put up at your camp if you have one, or in your cabin, something similar. Any specific projects you guys want to see over the next couple weeks? Something I can cut or make, or I don't know. As long as I got it here, I can probably do it. Also leave that down in the comments. As always, thank you for your guys' continued love and support. I'm almost at 9,000 subscribers. Hopefully, after this whole ordeal we're going through is over, I can surpass that. And you guys can help by sharing these videos if you find them interesting, and so on and so forth, and all the whole rigmarole. But this is what kind of helps me pay for projects, is making the videos and you guys sharing them. So with that said, thanks for watching today's project. As always, thank you for watching JDS Outdoors.